Hello, the River here, aka Small Cotton Creations, or Tina is my real name. I'm here to show you guys how to crochet a bat today. So we're gonna start off with the main part of the bat, and then we're gonna do an outline. I'm gonna try to go slow enough so you guys can stay caught up, but no promises. I'm not perfect. So we're gonna start off with either a chain, or you can do a magic circle and work into the magic circle. But I'm going to just go ahead and chain 2 from that first chain, and I'm going to work some HGCs into that first chain, or the magic circle, whatever one you're doing. And we are going to start off with 5 HGCs. So I did 3, 4, 5. So we did 5 HGCs into the magic circle. We're going to chain 2. And then we are going to slip stitch into the top of that HGC to make a picket. And then we're going to do 2 HGCs. Don't mind me wrapping up my end there. And then we're going to do another chain 2. And we're going to slip stitch into the top of that HGC. Now if you want a bigger head on your bat, you can do DCs in this round, and then your bat's head will be bigger. But I'm kind of doing a little bit of a smaller bat just because my larger bats were a little floppy, and I think that this will stay flat a little bit nicer. And we're going to finish off with 3 HGCs. So in theory there's 10 HGCs. We did 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 in this circle with a couple pickets for the ears. And then we're going to slip stitch back into the top of the first HGC to finish off the round. And this is the head of our bat. We got the little ears poking up, and this is what it looks like. Alright, now what we're going to do is we're going to chain 10. And this is going to be the top of the first wing. So what we're going to start off by doing is we're going to slip stitch into the second chain from the hook. And then we're going to do an HGC in the next stitch. And then we're going to do a DC in the next chain. And then we'll do a chain 2, a little picket, and slip stitch in the top of that DC to make little points of our wings. And then we are going to do 2 DC down the chain. And we're going to do that one more time. We're going to chain 2 and slip stitch back into the top of that DC to make a little picket. And then we are going to DC down our chain. So we got 1, 2, and then we're going to do, so we do 2 DCs, we're going to do 1 half double crochet, and then we're going to do 1 single crochet in that last chain. And this is what the first wing should look like. Alright, we're going to do a chain 1, and then we are going to actually slip stitch into the top of this HGC. So not into the top of our single crochet, but into the top of our HGC here. And I always make sure to insert my hook from the front to the back. So we're going to do another slip stitch here, just like that. And then we are going to chain 5. And we're going to skip 1 stitch and slip stitch into the second chain from the hook. We're going to do an HGC. and then we're going to do a DC. We're going to do chain 2 and slip stitch in the top of that DC to finish off the picket, and then we're going to DC into the next chain, and then we are going to DC into this, just this chain here. You know, it's kind of at the top of our slip stitch there, just like that. We're going to do another one at the top of the slip stitch. Oh, and that was supposed to be an HDC. And then we're going to do a single crochet in the top of that single crochet in the previous row, just like that. All right, so now we got 2 parts of our wings. Now we're going to do a chain 1. We're going to turn, and again we're going to slip stitch in the top of the HDC here. Do a slip stitch in the top of the DC. Then we're going to chain 3. Skip 1 stitch, slip stitch into the second chain from the hook. HDC into the next stitch here. And then we're going to DC into this slip stitch. Chain 2, slip stitch, and then we're going to DC into the slip stitch, just like this. And now what we're going to do is a half treble into the top of the single crochet from the previous row, half treble, and then we are going to do a treble stitch, just like that. Then we are going to chain 3, slip stitch into the second chain from the hook, single crochet into that chain there, and then we're going to do a half double crochet in the top of our treble. Right, and this is basically half of the bat, so this is what it looks like so far. Now we're going to work back up the other side. It's going to look a little bit different just because, yeah, we're going to be working the opposite direction, but it should look about the same on either side. All right, leaving from where we left off, we're going to start off with, we had the half treble into the top of, or the half double crochet into the top of the treble there. What we're going to do is we are going to start off with a chain 5. And then we're going to slip stitch into the second chain from hook, like that. And then we are going to chain 4. And then we're going to slip stitch into the second chain from the hook. And then we're going to do a half double crochet. And then we'll do a double crochet into the chain right here on the side of that picket. And then we will do a double crochet into the base of that picket, like that. And then we are going to do another double crochet on the other side of that chain. So that's 3 double crochets. And then we're going to do our half treble into this stitch here. But before we finish our half treble, we're going to yarn over and insert into the next stitch as well. like so, and we are going to connect to the middle of this half double crochet as well. So there's actually going to be one more. Yarn over, pull through 2 loops on hook, so there should be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 loops on hook now. We're going to yarn over and pull through these first two loops on hook like this, and then we're going to yarn over and pull through the rest of the loops on the hook, and we're going to slip stitch into the top of that, or the bottom of where that first half treble or the half treble or the full treble was, at the bottom there, just like that. So it should look like that there. All right, now we're going to chain 1, and we're going to turn and skip that first, the top of the connection point you just had, and then we're going to slip stitch into the next stitch there, just like this, and then we're going to chain 3, actually 4, and then skip 1 stitch, slip stitch into the next stitch, and then we're going to chain 4 again, skip 1 stitch and slip stitch into the next stitch, half double crochet, and then a double crochet into the next chain, a double crochet into the top of that picket, or the bottom of that picket, whatever you want to call it, double crochet into the next chain, and then we're going to work with a half double crochet into that next chain there. Oops, I skipped one. Just like that, and then we're going to single crochet 2 together here, and then we're going to slip stitch into the same kind of space on the opposite side there. We're going to chain 1, skip that last like kind of single crochet 2 together, and slip stitch into the top of the next stitch, and then we're going to do one more like that. Should be about even on both sides. And then we are going to start with a chain 3, skip 1, slip stitch into the next stitch, chain 5 or 4, chain 4, slip stitch into the next stitch, well, skip 1 stitch and then slip stitch in the next stitch, sorry, same as before. And then we're going to do that one more time. We're going to chain 4, skip 1, slip stitch into the next stitch, half double crochet, and then we're going to do our double crochet into the base of the picket, 1, 2, and then we'll double crochet again to the base of that picket, and then we're going to do a half double crochet, and then we're going to finish it off with a single crochet 2 together. And then what we're going to do is we're going to moving towards the direction that we are on right now on the head. We should have 3 stitches on the left side of the head. We're going to have 3 stitches, 1, 2, 3 on the right, and the next one. So we're going to skip 1 stitch moving to the right. We're going to slip stitch into that one. Just like this. I'm going to fasten off so you guys can kind of see what it looks like laying flat. Alright. So for the outline, everywhere that we did a picket, we're going to do a picket again with the outline. And then we're going to connect some pieces together. You obviously don't have to do an outline if you don't want. All right, I'm going to start here in one of these back of chain spaces on this left wing when I'm looking at it right side up. It doesn't matter which one. Just one of those I think will be good for now. I'm on the second one, the bottom of the first DC. Alright, so I am going to single crochet in the back of each of these chain spaces. Oops, I'm not even on the thing. So I did 6 single crochets up on the back of each one of these chain spaces, and then in the top of this picket right here, what I'm going to do is I'm going to do a single crochet, I'm going to chain 2, and I'm going to slip stitch into the top of that single crochet. I'm going to do a chain, I'm not going to go into the back of this picket right here. I'm going to skip right into single crocheting into that picket at the top of it. And then I'm going to chain 2, slip stitch into the top of that single crochet. So, alright, we're going to go ahead and do 2 single crochets down to the next one. Again, I'm not going to go into the back, but I'll just go into the top of that picket like this. So underneath these 2 loops here, I'm going to chain 2, slip stitch into the top of that single crochet I just had made. Alright, and then I'm going to do an insert, pull up a loop in the next 2 stitches, and then I'm going to be working into the next wing. I'm going to go ahead and insert into the back of that chain for the first chain there that's available, and I'm going to pull up a loop, and I'm going to pull it through just 1 loop on the hook. I'm going to do that into the next stitch. So I'm going to grab a loop through the bottom of that next chain, take that loop, and I'm going to pull it through 2 loops on my hook. I'm going to do that one more time. I'm going to go ahead and insert into the next stitch, pull up a loop, and I'm going to pull that loop through the last 2 loops on my hook. Alright, and so since this is the first picket and this wing, I'm going to go ahead and single crochet into the back of that and the top of that picket. I'm going to chain 2, and then I'm going to single crochet into the top of, or slip stitch into the top of that single crochet. I'm going to do 2 single crochets down. I'll single crochet into the top of that picket, chain 2, slip stitch into the top of that single crochet. Now I'm going to do 1, 2, insert 2, and pull up 2 loops into the next 2 stitches, and then we're going to be working into the bottom kind of wing on that side, on the back of those chains. We have 1 available there. We're going to pull through 1, 2, and we're going to pull through all 3 loops on the hook because we don't really have another chain available. And then we're going to start working into that top of that next picket right away. We're going to chain 2, slip stitch into the top of that single crochet, 2 single crochet down, single crochet into the top of that picket, chain 2, slip stitch into the top of that single crochet. Alright, now we're down at the bottom, so we're going to do 2 single crochets, and then we're going to do a single crochet 2 together, 1 in the last stitch that's available and 1 in the back of that next chain, and then we're going to do a single crochet here, and then a single crochet in the top of kind of this picket that's at the end of the bottom, chain 2, slip stitch into the top of that single crochet. Now we are going to actually single crochet into that same exact stitch, and then we're going to do another single crochet into the top of the next stitch, And then we're going to do a single crochet 2 together here. Actually, I'm going to do a single crochet 3 together, if I'm not mistaken. To make it even. Alright, and now we're going to do 2 single crochets. Now working into the top of this picket here, we're going to insert a single crochet, chain 2, single crochet, or slip stitch into the top of that single crochet. Working into the back of these chains, we're going to do 2, 1, oops, 1, 2. Now we're going to work into the top of this picket. 1 single crochet, chain 2, slip stitch into the top of that single crochet. Now we're going to do 2 single crochets down the side, and then we're going to insert our hook into the next 2 stitches and pull up the loops. Insert your hook into the back of the next 2 chains on the next wing. Oop, only one of them, right? And then we're going to pull through 1 loop on hook, insert into the next stitch, pull up a loop and pull through 1 loop on hook. And actually no, we're going to pull through the rest of them. That one. Sorry, my darn yarn's fighting me. Alright, and now we're going to do 2 single crochets. Oops. And then here we will do a chain 2 and slip stitch into the top of the single crochet. And now working into the back of these chains, we're going to do 2 single crochets. Single crochet into the top of this picket, chain 2, slip stitch into the top of this single crochet. We're going to do 2 single crochets. We're almost to the last wing, and then we're going to do insert in the next 2 stitches, pull up loops, insert into the we're going to do this one, and then pull through 1 loop on hook, and then insert into the next stitch, pull through the rest of the loops on the hook, and then we're going to do 2 single crochets. Oh my goodness gracious. Chain 2, slip stitch into the top of that single crochet, 2 single crochets, and then single crochet into the top of this picket, chain 2, slip stitch into the top of that single crochet, 2 single crochets. My yarn wants to knot on me. Alright, we're going to just, I may have to fix that here, but I'm going to just show you guys what we're going to do just to finish it off. I'm using acrylic, and you guys know I don't use acrylic very often. It's kind of a bigger weight than what I was using. But we're going to do a single crochet picket here, and then we're going to single crochet down. We're going to do a single crochet 4 together, kind of like we've been doing at the neckline. And again, single crochet up the side, picket, single crochet, picket, single crochet down the other side, and single crochet 4 together. I will show you guys what that looks like here in just a second. Alright, she ain't perfect or anything crazy like that, but she's cute and she works, so please enjoy. I totally didn't write up a pattern for this. It's just like all from memory, so I'm glad it worked out for me. I ended up doing like 6 single crochets here along the side, and then again 4 together, 2 single crochets, the picket, 2 single crochets, the picket, 2 single crochets, and then the 4 together. Worked out perfect. Looks super symmetrical to me. Probably could use you know, some blocking, but I don't even know how to do that, to be honest. But I hope you guys enjoy. I'm gonna go ahead and try to upload this. It might take me forever because my internet sucks, but I got her for you guys. So sending all the love. Please like, share, comment, follow. Go purchase some of my patterns so that I can keep creating for you guys. I really appreciate it. Sending all the love.